know how to start this video, but we are going to be rating every Dandy's World trinket one by one. Um, Dandy's World has a lot of really, they're so bad at balancing these trinkets, so we're just gonna go in and see how I rate them. First one is, why is this in the game? Genuinely, it's so useless. Why would you use this? And it's probably, the trinkets in this tier are probably going to be ones that I see people using all the time, even though they're horrible. And then garbage, not good. Don't ever use mid. Eh, just like doesn't really do anything. Kind of useful, and then good has good use cases on some tunes. The best of the best, the top meta trinkets, the ones that distractors use, extractors. So let's just go in and see what we can do. Okay, so up first we have the alarm. This one increases both walk and run speed by 25% when panic mode activates for 10 seconds. You get this one from the shop. It's not really good. The vanity mirror is just a better version of it, which we'll get to later. So I'm going to put this one in garbage. There's no reason to buy this or use it. It can be useful on some tunes like Shrimpo, but again, you just use the vanity mirror. Next up, we have the blue bandana. This is Boxen's trinket. This increases your extraction speed by 2.5%, but decreases your skill chance by 5%. It's not bad. I would actually say this is a good trinket when you're first starting out because it's going to be one of the first ones you get. You should only use this on high extraction, low skill check tunes like Glisten and Glisten, maybe Cosmo. Yeah, so I'll put that in good. It's not amazing. It's like low good tier. And we have Bone. This is Pebbles Trinket. This increases both walk and run speed by 25% when picking up an item for 4 seconds. It does not stack. Um, so this trinket is kind of bad. I don't think I've ever used it before, but I've seen plenty of people use it. I don't think you're going to get good value out of this, like, half the time. It's very niche to be in a situation where you need a 25% boost to get away from something. You shouldn't really be in that issue where only an item on the floor should save you, so I'm going to put this in mid. It's not horrible. Coin purse, start with 30 extra tapes. Garbage. This is a joke. This trinket is so bad. Just never use coin purse. Don't even buy it when you're starting out. Spend your Ichor on new tunes. Just don't use this ever. Never use this. And then the crayon set, this one is also very bad. It grants a random item from the uncommon tier every new floor if you have an open items slot. Garbage. This is so bad. You're going to find uncommon items or higher on the floor almost all the time. You have no reason to be using this. Please do not use crayon set. It is so bad. It's like the one of the worst trinkets in the game. Don't use this. The Dandy plush grants the user a 50% discount on all Dandy shop items. It's not really optimal. I mean, the discount is good. 50%, that's a lot. But if you're actively extracting, then you're going to have enough tapes all the time to buy things anyway. It's hardly going to help you on earlier floors because you're probably not even going to get the heals if you don't have Covacious or Avaricious. So I'm going to put this in mid. It's not garbage. It could be useful on like Sprout, but even then on Sprout, you're not supposed to be buying items. So Toodles plush or the dog plush, this grants a walk speed boost of 10%. That is almost completely like required as a distractor. So best of the best, top. This is like the most meta trinket. It'll never leave the meta ever. So just if you're distracting, use this trinket. Goob's trinket, friendship bracelet, gives you an extra 5 stamina for every tune alive in the round. Max is at 40. This is I don't think this one's useful. If you're playing with random people, your team is going to be dead by floor 10. Let's be real. So I just think this is garbage. Better than Alarm, but it's still not good. Don't use friendship bracelet. It's really bad. You're just not gonna be able to utilize that boost for long enough. Any trinket that's like, or anything that's just based on how long your team lives, isn't gonna help at all. Then we have the machine manual, increases your extraction speed by 5%. It's not bad, but it's not good. There are better extraction trinkets, which we're about to get to here. Just don't use this. I mean, it's not a horrible starting out trinket. I'll say that. Like if you have no research, I would go for this one, but it's not good. It's like at the bottom of mid. But the opposite of mid, magnifying glass, adds a slightly more completion when performing a successful skill check, but decreases skill check size by 33%. A lot of people overlook this trinket. Now, the skill check size is quite demeaning. 33% decrease is a lot, and a lot of people are really nervous to use this because they don't want to fail their skill checks. But it is the best extraction in like trinket in the game. This thing broken. It's so good. I use this on like every single character with 3-star or higher skill check, sometimes even 2-star. Just if you're playing an extractor, use magnifying glass. And just because we're on the topic of extraction, I'm gonna switch to or skip to participation award, which makes your skill check chance go up by 25%, but decreases your skill check size by 10%. That's scary, but that doubles your chance at getting a skill check every tick or second. Use this all the time. It is the best extraction trinket. Pairing mag and part together makes you such a good extractor. It's such a difference. Just try this on like V, Shelly, Gigi. It's so good. It's the best combination. Never overlook these trinkets. And then we have the Nightcap, which increases stamina regen by 40% when extracting from a machine. I think this trinket's really bad because you're not really gonna. I mean, if you run to machines, then you're gonna get value out of that stamina regen. But there are better things, and I don't think you're gonna be able to utilize that 40% boost very often. It's just kind of. I don't think it's worth it. Don't use this trinket. Please don't. It may be a main trinket, but it's not good. I think it's garbage. Top of garbage. It's just not good. But Pink Bow is the next one. Increases run speed by 7.5%. Not bad. It makes you run a little bit faster. It's good to replace like I don't know speedy shoes or maybe even the dog plush if you don't have them. And it's gonna be one of the first trinkets you get because it's for Poppy. So I would say this is probably mid. It's good. I don't know. The run speed isn't that significant, but it can work. It can work. So I think I'll put it in good. It's better than most of the other trinkets in this game. And then V mode. This has to be the most overrated trinket in this entire game. It's okay. It instantly completes the first machine you extract from on any floor, but you can't use it after 50% are done. For speedrunning early floors, this is not that bad. It immediately completes a machine. It can help get machines that are in bad spots, like very open areas and blackouts. But that's the extent of its use, because this just loses value the further on you go in a run. It kind of just doesn't help that much. Once you start getting to like 8, 9, 10 machines per floor, this makes like no impact. It's just an extra machine. So I'm going to put it in good because it's not garbage. It's a useful trinket, but people use this on really good extraction tunes when they could be using trinkets that benefit their extraction for multiple machines rather than just finishing one. So I'm putting this in good, but do not use this if you're playing a good extractor. Use it if you're playing one that's kind of bad at extracting, like Cosmo, Sprout. I mean, you could even run Dog Plush Pebble, but I recommend you don't do that. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just okay. And then we have the Ribbon Spool. This is Razandaz's trinket. This trinket gives you 10% more walk and run speed on even number floors. I mean, it's just kind of bad. I've seen people saying that, here, we'll skip to this one as well. people saying that Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool are like the new distractor meta. They're not. Okay, this just you lose a 5% movement speed boost for a 5% run speed boost. So I'm putting both of these in mid. They're not garbage trinkets because the boost is big. It's a 10% boost to your run and walk speed, but only on that specific even or odd floor. It's don't use these. They're not really that good. I don't think they're good at all. I mean, and while we're on the topic, speedy shoes. This one increases both walk and run speed by 5%. Very good. These are great to use on any distractor. I would say they're not as good as Magpart. You can probably just run Dog Plush and some other trinket on distractors, and you'll probably be fine. But these are really good to pair with Dog Plush for distracting mains like V. It's really helpful. That 5% walk and run boosts are they help a lot. So I would recommend using this trinket. It's meta, amazing. The opposite of meta though, Spare Bulb, which increases your blackout radius by 25%, and it also increases the light radius for light producing tunes, but this is garbage. I see too many people running this trinket. It's actually kind of obnoxious. Seriously, it's not worth using. Now, if you are very bad at memorizing maps, I can see a potential use case for this, but by the time you get better trinkets than this, you should be using them, and you should have memorized, or at least have an idea of the maps in the game. So I'm gonna put this in garbage. Don't use Spare Bulb. I mean, it can help you if you're really just that lost in blackouts, but just don't use this trinket. It's not worth the slight light radius boost. But speedometer, this is the next one. Grants the user 15 more stamina. This is like it is so bad. Do not use this trinket. Please. It's 15 more stamina. That will not help you. Like you can just get 20 more stamina from the cards if you just get both of them. Don't use this. It's so don't buy this trinket, please. It's so bad. I cannot express this enough. Do not buy the speedometer. It needs a buff. It's seriously, that stamina boost is not worth it. But the Thermos increases your stamina regen by 15%. Eh. It's mid. Like a 15% boost to your stamina regen. That's not really gonna do much for you. Just pick up a protein bar. Just don't use this. Don't use it. It's garbage. It's garbage. Just don't use it. The thinking cap increases skill check window size by 40 units. This increases your skill check size by less than a stopwatch. It can be okay on or tunes like Shrimpo or Cosmo. Um, I still don't think you should use this. It really just depends on how good you are at hitting your skill checks, but I think there are better trinkets you can use other than this one. Just don't use this trinket. It's really just a skill-based one. You should be able to hit your skill checks fine. You shouldn't have to use this. I'm putting it in garbage. It's probably worse than that one. Yeah, just don't use the thinking cap. The wrench. Oh, this trinket pisses me off, okay? Instantly adds a large amount of completion to the first machine you extract from any floor. So V-mote, so all the things we went over with the V-mote, but like half as good. It's don't use wrench. I cannot believe the amount of people I see using wrench. Please don't use this trinket. It is so bad. Cause yeah, you get some completion on the first machine you do on a floor, but what about the rest of the machines on the floor? The second you go over like 5 machines, this is useless. It just helps complete one machine. It's like a free jumper cable. That doesn't do anything. You could equip a trinket that helps you for every machine on the floor, like the magnifying glass or participation award or blue bandana. Even the machine manual would do you better than using the wrench. Don't use this ever. It's such a bad trinket. I'm gonna put it in garbage. It's not like I don't think it's why is this in the game, but it's not good. Don't use this trinket. Please don't use this trinket. It's not worth your ichor. Just go buy something better. And then the pull toy. increases both walk and run speed when a new floor arrives for 10 seconds. That is that's like useless. What is that? Like almost a Tisha ability upon a new floor? Don't buy the pull toy. Don't buy the pull toy. It's just it's not good. Like the speed boost can be a little useful, but there are better trinkets. Just don't use this one. The pop pack grants the pop item every new floor if you have an inventory space. No, don't buy this. It's really bad. I'm putting this like yeah, just seriously, just find pops on the ground. You will find a pop somewhere, like almost every floor, guaranteed. You do not need a trinket to give you it. It's just, don't use this. Don't use this. Please don't use this. And then there's Tisha's trinket. Restores 20 stamina when picking up an item. This is a I don't know. It can help you, but again, same issue as the dog bone. You shouldn't be where in a situation where you need to grab an item to save you. This is garbage. Just don't use it. It like if it's like one of your only trinkets or your first one, equip it. Sure, it can help you, but I don't think it's that useful. So I'll put it like right here. It's only 20 stamina per item. You're not gonna find them that often anyway. Fancy purse. This is just glorified coin purse. It's still really bad. It can be useful on Sprout, but I don't think it is. I think the only way this is useful is for like ability farming on Sprout if you don't want if you have like all your mastery quests done besides the ability one. So just don't don't use fancy purse. I see too many people running this trinket and their justification is, "Oh, but what if I miss the items from Dandy Shop on floor 1 and 3?" You'll live. You don't need this. It's not good. I mean, it's better than most of these, but don't use it. Just don't use the fancy purse. I'm tired of seeing people running this trinket. Don't 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 use it. Okay, the diary. So this trinket used to be okay. Now it increases stealth by 25% rather than the 2.5 units it used to. So it got a rework in I think the GG update. Um this is this sucks. Like it used to actually be helpful to toons who needed stealth because it could put you half a star above some other low stealth toons. So like if you're playing V and you had a Goob distractor, you could have 2.5 stealth while Goob has 2 and you'll be fine. But now it only increases stealth by 25%, which is just that's not going to help at all. It's a percentage increase to an already low number. So it's not going to help you like at all. And if you want to use this on say Brightney, Brightney stealth is 0, so your 25% increase on 0 stealth. This got reworked to be like 10 times worse than it could have been. So why would you use this? It used to be good, but now it's garbage. Don't use the diary. It is so bad. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that what they did to that trinket. Sweet Charm. This is Cosmos. Decrease active ability cooldown by 8%. Has no effect on tunes without an active ability. This is so bad. It's only an 8% decrease. So if you think about it, like a 100-second long ability, you're only getting an 8-second decrease on that. And that's an 100-second ability, which only like 2 tunes in the game have that long of a cooldown, I think. Maybe Sprout has that. I don't know. But it's seriously just don't use don't this is so bad. Yeah, just don't use it. The Blushy Bat. This increases your increases the attack cooldown of any twisted that attacks the user by 3 seconds. You can get this by joining the official club on Roblox or whatever. This is like the definition of a starter trinket. Never use this once you start getting other trinkets, but if you just started the game, then I could see this being helpful to you because you don't understand the mechanics yet or what line of sight is. So yeah, I think this is like just a starter trinket. They were pretty spot on with this trinket, honestly. Like, I mean, it's still bad. It's still bad, but it's helpful to new people, and I like that. So garbage, but not as much so. And then we have the fishing rod. Start with 3 random items from the common or rare tiers. Oh my god, this is so ass. Okay, this is the worst trinket in the game. Well, maybe no, not worse than coin purse, but three random items from the common to rare tiers one time. You get that one time at the very start of the game. What the fuck? That's so useless. That's not gonna do anything. Please stop. Stop using Finn's trinket. Do not use the fishing rod. It will not help you. Stop. I see too many people running this useless trinket. It is so I can't. I'm moving. Okay, the vanity mirror. This is like, I talked about this earlier. Increases your run speed by 30% during panic mode. So this is dead ass just the alarm. And this trinket makes a lot of sense because of how glisten works. But it's like mid. I think it is useful on slow tunes, but if you coordinate with your team properly, you should not be far away from the elevator when the final machine is finished. So I'm gonna put this in like the bottom of mid, maybe above these trinkets, cause it's like not okay. No, it's a lot better than most of these. It's not terrible, I guess. Just use speed trinkets. You should be near the elevator when the last one's finished. Just don't use this trinket really. It's not horrible, but I'd use it on like Shrimpo. That's about it. Okay, and then the sweet charm saves the user from a fatal attack, granting them invincibility for 10 seconds. Can only activate once and does not save you from lethal attacks. This is Sprout's trinket. This is a weird trinket. Like, it can help you. I've used this lots of times for grinding ability usages on like Louie and Poppy because it counts. So, but for practical use, this is pretty ass. It's only saving you from one death, which I mean, it's helpful, but you shouldn't really need to do that. Just move on to the next round, I think. I don't know. Mid, it's top of mid. I could see it being helpful. Like, the concept's good, but it can only activate one time. So you're only getting one usage out of it, and one usage trinkets are just kind of bad, in my opinion. Next one up, Water Cooler. Grants the user 50 more stamina, but lowers movement speed by 5%. This is a weird trinket. I think that it could be helpful on tunes like GG, but they honestly don't give that many tunes bad stamina for some reason. We don't have any tunes that have like terrible stamina. So, but it's just you shouldn't need 50 more stamina. It could definitely help you, but that movement speed boost is kind of or I mean nerf is kind of just too much. I'll put it at the bottom of good because it's compared to some of these, it can help you. I just don't think it's that worth it. Megaphone grants the air horn every other floor if you have an open inventory slot. Garbage. Don't use this trinket. It can be useful to distractors, but you shouldn't need an air horn to get things off of people. I mean, unless you're playing like Flutter, but even then, it's just don't use this. Don't use it. I'm putting it in why is this in the game? It was a horrible addition. It doesn't help at all. I don't think I've ever like played a distractor and was like, "Oh, I should use the megaphone." Just don't use this trinket. Okay. Moving away from all the horrible trinkets, this one's arguably okay. Protects the user from long-range twisted attacks. That is the cardboard armor. Limit of one activation per floor. Okay. I mean, this is just a really weird trinket because it just yeah, it saves you from an attack by goob or scraps, which are often some of the most dangerous in the game. I think I die to them more than mains, honestly. Just I don't know. I it's just the definition of mid. Like just Any trinket that targets a specific twisted is not going to be useful, in my opinion. This is too specific. It could be useful on like Goob or Scraps Day where their odds are increased and you don't want to die to them, but you shouldn't really struggle with them unless you're in a blackout, in my opinion. So I'm putting this in like the top of mid. It's it can be useful, but don't use this. Don't use this. It's not that useful. It's not worth buying either. I think it's really expensive. Anyway, Lucky Coin grants a 12% boost to a random stat each floor. Um, oh, and it effect wears off from the previous floor. Eh, like, do you really need this? Do you really need it? Like, it's a 12% boost to a random stat. That is bad. It can be completely useless and boost like your skill check chance. That's really useless. Or like, I mean, it could boost your extraction or your movement. That's pretty good. But anything else, bad. And like a 2 in 5 chance of it actually helping you is just bad. Also, like if you use this on a distractor, you can get a stealth boost from it, and it could make it so you can't distract properly. So don't use this trinket. Honestly, I'm putting it like yeah, it's bad. And then of course we have brick and coal. These are just like funny trinkets. Yeah, real challenge uses both these on Shrimpo. It'll go lovely. So brick, Shrimpo's trinket lowers both rock and run speed, or walk and run speed by 10%. Um, obviously just a challenge trinket. This is gonna just go in. Why is this in the game? Actually, no. I'll just make a new tier. Um, this is just. Oh, oops. This is just gonna be troll. This is that's yeah. And then coal is just the same concept. This is a new trinket in the Christmas update. Decreases stealth by 10% and walk and run speed by 20%. Um, duh, don't use this. I see people out there saying, "Oh, new distractor meta, use coal." No, no. Like, yeah, the stealth, sure, but walk and run speed by 20%, and you're sacrificing a speed trinket for that too? No! Don't use this! It's so bad! I don't know why people are saying this is good for distracting. It's not. Don't use this. Do not use this. The movement and the walk and run speed but are nerfed there for a reason. Okay? It's to stop you from using this to distract. It's not good. I better not see people using this. Anyway. The next one we are moving on to Festive Lights, Rudy's trinket. Highlight ornaments in your vicinity every 10 seconds during matches, making them easier to spot during events. Ass. This, this sucks. I mean, it's. I can get why they added it, but you shouldn't need this to tell you where 2 ornaments are on a floor. Just. This is so bad. I'm gonna put it in garbage because I can see some people needing this, but don't don't use this. Don't use this. It's so bad. Okay. Connie's trinket. Reduce your active ability cooldown by 5 seconds. Oh my god. Why are they so bad at making good trinkets? This is so mid. Reduces your countdown by 5 seconds. What is that going to do? That's just the card. It's not useful. Just get the cards inside the elevator. You don't need a whole trinket slot to reduce your active ability cooldown by 5 seconds. What situation are you going to be in that's so dire that you need to use your ability 5 seconds sooner? Just don't, don't use this. I mean, I guess I'll put it in garbage because I've used it to farm like abilities, I guess, but this for practical use, fucking useless. Do not use this trinket. Oh my god, I can't believe how many of these trinkets are just useless to use, honestly. Okay, almost done. Peppermint icing grants 30 stamina after using any active ability. This is just. This is horrible. This is Ginger's trinket. Um, don't use this. Don't I can't believe how horrible these trinkets are. But I guess it makes sense because they're limited time or seasonal, I mean, so they don't want to lock good trinkets behind or just time limited events. That's kind of lame. So yeah, this is bad. It's kind of funny if you pair it with Rudy. Like if you go in Rudy and use like I don't know, Connie's trinket and this and then get the two cooldown reduction cards, you can like practically distract, but not that that's all practical. It's just funny. So I'm gonna put this in like above the bushy bat. Like yeah, right, yeah, right there. That works. Okay, last trinket. This is Bobette's Toy Kit. Refreshes your active ability cooldown while in the elevator. So, on release, this was the most broken trinket in the entire game because it would like automatically refresh your ability every time you were standing in the elevator. So when it would open, you could spam your ability. It was really fun. I saw a lot of videos of it. I didn't get to use it because I didn't get Bobette's research that fast. But um, it was really insane at the time. But now this is actually useless because they nerfed it. It doesn't work like that anymore. Ass. Ass. Why would you need to refresh your ability when you're going into one of the most time consuming places that will more than likely refresh your ability anyway? There's no need to use a trinket slot for that. So I'm putting this in why is this in the game? This is a main trinket, and it's so useless. Like, oh my god. I can't believe how bad it is. I mean, I can't put it below Fest. Yeah, just don't don't use this trinket. But with that, we have our tier list. Quick recap. Best of the best, we have the Toodles plush, or Doug plush, Speedy Shoes, Magnifying Glass, and Participation Award. These are the most meta trinkets you can use. Use the dog plush and Speedy Shoes when you're distracting. Use the Magnifying Glass and Participation Award when you're extracting. They're very good. Trust me, they're super useful. Just be scared. Just be careful using mag part on any low skill check tunes. And then good, we have the pink bow, blue bandana, V-emote, water cooler. These are trinkets that are just okay. I don't think they're amazing, but the blue bandana has its use cases. Pink bow can be helpful if you're looking for survivability. V-emote okay. Water cooler, yeah, it can help a little. I don't think you should have to use it, but mid, don't use these trinkets really. These don't benefit you. I'm not gonna go over every single one. We already did. Just there we go. That's our tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't be shy to leave a like if you enjoyed. I'm gonna be doing more tier listings like this in the future. Thank you. Bye bye.